Before we move on into more in-depth statistics, let's have a quick review about mean, median, and mode. Everybody remembers mean, median, and mode. We've been learning it since we were in elementary school. The mean is the average of a set of data. Median is the middle number in an odd set of data. And in an even set of data, it's the average between the two middle numbers. And the mode is the number that we see the most in a set of data. Now, for future purposes, we aren't really going to need the mode as much unless it has a stupendous amount of data that represents one value. But the mean and the median are going to be super important for analyzing our graphs. Now, the mean we know as the average. To find the mean, you have to take all the data, add it up, and then divide by the number of points in the data. So here we have 4 plus 3 plus 3 is 10, plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 18, plus 1 is 20, and plus 0 still 20. So our total, when you add up all the points, is 20. Now we're going to divide by the points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. 10 divided by 20 is 2. So our average number is 2, which makes a lot of sense because that's where the most points are in this graph. And that's where the mode comes in. Where the mode is trending is usually where our average is going to be. The mean is going to be a good number to explain your data when you have data that is symmetrical. Here we have, 1 point here, 1 point here, 2 points here, 2 points here, and then around the middle you're finding 4 points. What this shows us is that your average is really going to stay where the most amount of points are. Now, here we have a box plot that isn't symmetrical. The mean isn't really going to be best right here, because when you find the mean of this set of data, it isn't really going to show you a number that helps you solve anything, because the data is really skewed more to the right, not towards the middle. Now, in this case, the mean really isn't going to be the best way to look at this data. This data isn't symmetrical, and it's actually skewed to the right, where most of the data is going to be on the right. The average really isn't going to be a useful number to use, because the problem is, even though a lot of the data is right here, you still have points that are lower. What that does is, because you're including every single point and you're dividing by every single point, it's actually going to lower your total average. So your average may not be accurate to what the majority of the points show. The best thing to use is the median, because even when you draw out each point, I'm just going to do that real quickly. So I wrote all the numbers out and I found the median, and the median is 5. This is a much better piece of data than what the mean would show us, because the mean would show us something around here. The median is showing us something around here where most of the data is. So how do I know when the mean best represents the data or when the median best represents the data? So remember this, the mean is the best way to represent the data when the data is pretty symmetrical. When the data is skewed, you're going to want to use the median. Now, what if you have data that's kind of symmetrical but kind of skewed? Then both the median and the mean are going to work, because they're both going to show you about the same value. As we move on to lessons, we're going to learn more about why we need to use the median and the mean in this way and what it's going to tell us about data. Hey, thanks for watching this Crash Course video. To watch the previous video in this series, click here. To watch the next video in this series, click there. If you want to request a video, make sure you put it in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video.